So how did we get here?
It's been such a fucking long day.
Tell me about your day.
I don't know if I can stomach being alive right now.
Wait, hold on. Let me just fix the mic.
Go on, fix it. Fix it for me, Papa. Ew. I didn't like the way that it moved.
There. Is that better? Okay.
Good soup.
That's going to be the joke. That is
Good soup.
good soup. All right. Do you want to tell the story now, or should I intro the episode first?
Intro the episode, and then we'll talk about
Okay,
it.
so this is the episode where I teach Lysia everything to know about the H3H3 Productions YouTube channel on YouTube.
I'm so excited to learn.
Yeah, so it's going to be mostly about his podcast and the recent drama. I guess it's not really recent anymore with Trisha Paytas.
Mm-hmm.
It's been like a few months now, but I'm going to do a brief history of H3H3 Productions and then jump into the drama part, but it's mainly going to be drama about the frenemies. But do you wanna tell your short story?
So I might have a concussion. We don't know anything yet. Can I tell the whole story?
Yeah, tell the entire story.
So I am in a sketch comedy group on campus called Temple Smash, which is really fun. I was walking to my shoot this morning, and I am far from a morning person, and I currently work at a nightclub. So I went to bed around like 3:30, and I was up early to walk over. So I'm walking over. I'm texting the director. I'm like, I'm really sorry. I'm chronically late for everything. Frankly, if this was at noon, I probably would be late.
Mm-hmm. Same.
And I absolutely ran face first into a goddamn stop sign, and it was like a cartoon, like where your the head hit and flung back, and the sign was shaking after. I was like, frankly, I was in survival mode. I was like, wow, that really hurt. I'm gonna keep moving. I'm like a shark. Like,
just keep floating, just
keep swimming.
Just keep swimming.
And I touch my head like this, and I'm like, I take my hand off, and it's bright red. And it's like dripping down my hand and down my face. It's on my jacket. And I go up to the bagel hut, which is not open right now. Frankly, they were building it.
Damn.
They open tomorrow, and I'm so excited, frankly, for the veggie cream cheese. I go and I knock on the window, and I go, can I please have a paper towel? Like, a paper towel is going to stop the absolute fucking volcano that is my face at the moment. And he looks at me, and he goes, did someone hit you? And I go, no, I ran into the bowl. And I couldn't, like, hold myself together. I'm, like, on the verge of tears. I'm panicking. I'm sweating. I'm hot because there's blood all over me. He goes, I'm going to get you this, but you need first aid. I'm like, oh, no. I just need a paper towel. He's like, no. So I'm standing there. I'm holding a paper towel on my forehead. And the other guy goes, don't move. And I was like,
I love how you just asked for a singular
paper towel. I didn't want to be bothersome.
As you have like fucking blood gushing down your the side of your face.
So he dressed my wounds. He was like, "Here you go," and I was like, "Okay, thank you." And then I walked to my shoot and I filmed for 6 hours.
How the hell did you do that?
I didn't think it was that bad.
Really?
Frankly, I was like, la la la. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. So the pain has gotten worse since then.
A little bit worse. We're figuring it out. I don't know if I have a concussion. I don't want to say that I have a concussion if I don't, but...
I mean, I don't know. Because, the symptoms are saying that you don't have a concussion.
Right?
But I still feel like you still might have a mild concussion because I feel like maybe it's just the pain from your eye that's going to your head.
That's what I'm thinking, because frankly, my face just hurts.
Yeah. Because I think normally when I had concussions, it was, the top portion of my head too.
Oh no.
And then when I was saying some of the symptoms that I have when I got a concussion, I had 3 concussions, but
I've never had a concussion before in my life.
But yeah, so when I had those concussions and then I said those symptoms, you're not having any of those symptoms from when I actually had a concussion. So I think it's just your eyes it's still bruising and getting more swollen because it's not super fast, but I'll just slowly zoom in on your face. Dun dun dun. If it's still bruising and stuff, I feel like it's just.
I'll go to student health.
Yeah, you probably get disability and be like, "Yo, I'm not coming in." Pete. That's literally what they did for me because I.
That's crazy.
Yeah, because I walked in and I was like, "Yo, I have a concussion," and they're like, yo, you can sign up for disability. Like, I would recommend you do that. Come in like a week to just for like a checkup. And then I did. And they're like, yo, did you sign up for disability? And I was like, nope. And the like disappointment on her face is just like, you have this opportunity where you can like literally skip class and you're not.
Damn. But I like my classes
yeah.
right now. I want to go, just not to my English class.
Yeah.
Maybe I'll just tell my English teacher.
Well, I mean, that's what I was thinking. I was like, yo, this is really the first semester of freshman year. Like, I already got a concussion.
Is that the one you got from roughhousing?
Yeah, quote unquote roughhousing.
Roughhousing, Miss Valerie.
In this episode, I already kind of explained it, but so I'm going to be starting with the H3H3 productions because.
Okay, what's the difference between H3H3 and frenemies? Are they the same thing?
Yes, they are the same thing. So I'll get to that like during the drama portion, but like the simplest term, it's just H3H3 Productions kind of ran that.
Yeah.
Like entire podcast. So it was Ethan Klein. He runs H3H3 podcast. And so far he has 3 running podcasts. And during that time, it was Off the Rails, Frenemies, and the one that he is doing with Gila, After Dark. And
I love Gila.
I love Gila. She's like...
I also think...
Yeah.
Ethan is a incredibly funny human being.
Oh my god, he's so fucking funny. And I think that's why he has like millions of views and millions of like subscribers and stuff. But so during that time they had like 3 separate podcasts, but it was all like under the same like branch. But before we dive too deep into it, H3H3 started 8 years ago. So
really quick, I'm gonna preface. I'm eating, so I'm turning the mic away.
Yes.
It's a mukbang. I'm just listening to you, but this is really what I need right now. Can I tell everybody what's in my bowl quick?
Yeah.
You got the brown rice, sofritas, corn salsa, sour cream, guacamole. They didn't have fajita veggies, so I flipped a table. And that's what's in my bowl.
And then in my bag, my little CVS run, I got an Arizona 99-cent tea.
Oh, that looks good.
Yes. I love Arizona tea. And then I got combos, the original.
Interesting concept.
Cheddar cheese. And then I was like, I got something salt. I got my drink. Something a little bit sweet. So I'm
stealing some of those.
Chocolate pretzels. And I'm opening them up. And we are continuing this little mukbang. And we're going to be eating chocolate pretzels.
Can I have one?
Yes. That's just for the both of us.
Oh, I'm so excited! These are my favorite snacks! I'm so excited! It's a chocolate double pretzel!
Welcome to Kids with Divorce Parents, where we are slowly losing our minds.
Oh my god, chocolate pretzels are so good.
Best snack ever invented. Hands down. I mean, let's finish chewing. So...
You're doing exactly what you told me
not
to do by chewing into the mic.
I'm such a hypocrite. Okay, no, you can do it once. Make it even. Most obnoxious. Okay, now we're even. I'm sorry, I won't do that anymore because chewing is such a disgusting sound.
It really is. It's my biggest pet peeve.
Kind of brief history.
Yeah.
I was going to do like a presentation, but I just forgot about it and didn't have time. But
folks, he doesn't care.
No, but I was like, I'm confident where I don't need a presentation because like I've been watching him for so long where it's just kind of like the presentation formed into my mind.
Yeah.
So H3H3, his YouTube channel was created in 2011, April of 2011. But he didn't start posting until about 2013, I believe. So he had the YouTube channel for a couple of years. And he's one of the OG YouTubers. Like when you think of like YouTube, he's like one of them where it's kind of like the edgy side of YouTube.
My brain thinks PewDiePie, Jenna Marbles, Shane Dawson.
So have you heard
Is it like that time?
Yeah, exactly that time. That's kind of how I think it's kind of towards the end of it. He kind of caught the last of it. But have you ever heard of iDubbbz?
I have not.
iDubbbz. Hold on, I don't know the rest of kind of that crew, but it's kind of like I guess teenage boy or like like.
Is it like MagCon?
Yes.
Is that the same thing?
I'm pretty sure. Yeah. Hold on. Let me double check that.
Wasn't that Shawn Mendes?
No.
I think Shawn Mendes was at MagCon.
Oh wait, no, it's not that.
Oh.
But have you heard of Max Mofo? How about How to Basic?
I've heard of How to Basic.
Yes. TV Filthy Frank.
Yep.
And then so it's kind of.
I liked Filthy Frank.
Yes, I love Filthy Frank. So Filthy Frank and H3H3. I mean, H3H3 kind of wasn't in that group, but he was kind of associated with like we're all like friends with him.
Oh, okay.
But so it was kind of like iDubbbz, Filthy Frank, Max Mofar, and like kind of How to Basic. It's kind of like in this general like genre of YouTube where it's kind of like they all started during that time. And it's kind of like, I guess, the edgy, where like I said earlier, like the edgy where like kids would be like, oh my god, like they're cursing and stuff, and then they're doing like extreme things.
Yeah.
And I guess I should have showed you a few of their videos before this podcast.
No, it's literally fun. I feel like I can.
Yeah.
With knowing Filthy Frank and How to Basic, I get the vibe.
Mm-hmm.
Was any of it ever problematic because it was like that edgy humor?
It wasn't problematic between them, but it was problematic on YouTube.
Okay.
So this can be an entirely new or entirely offset podcast because there's so much information in it. And information around this like kind of topic, but this topic is like the adpocalypse on YouTube, and
okay.
So like a brief little summary on that. It's kind of before YouTube kind of had these like hard set monetization like rules and what can be monetized and what cannot be. Now you have to have like 10,000 total views, 1,000 subscribers, and 4,000 hours watch time total, and then you can be monetized. But before like this kind of adpocalypse happened, you can get monetized with 1 subscriber and 1 view. So like
that's crazy.
So like when I was starting my YouTube channel, I was like already monetized. I can make money at like 12.
That's crazy.
Yeah, so I was like making 10-20 cents a video, just like for
incredible.
like dumb stupid like kids things. PewDiePie kind of got blamed for this, even though it was not necessarily. I mean, some of the blame is put on PewDiePie, but it's not all his fault. The fault comes from because ISIS videos like Twitter were being uploaded of beheadings and stuff, and kind of like that terrorist organization where they were just like join ISIS and stuff. So that content was being uploaded to YouTube, and then ads are being placed on it. So like a Pepsi ad would be like running in front of this video and stuff.
That's so fucked.
Yeah, and then like Pepsi and them would be like, "What the YouTube? What are you doing? Like we don't want like our association with like these terrorist groups."
Beheading sponsored by Jesus. I'm like, that's awful.
Yeah, YouTube was like, "All right, we have to enforce this kind of adpocalypse." PewDiePie was associated with it because he was kind of with that edgy group. And then
I know he has some problems.
He did have some problems.
Didn't he say the N-word?
Yeah, and then
that's
little
not
like
okay, Mr.
I think
PewDiePie.
like this one video I remember because I was watching him at that time too, and like there's this one like website where you can like tell someone to say something, and then you like pay someone to say something, and he was
Cameo.
Yeah, well it wasn't Cameo. Maybe it was Cameo. I forget what it was. Kind of like Cameo. There's this like in a different country, so they didn't speak the language, so he was kind of doing anti-Semitic things, seeing if they would like say it, and they actually did say it, and then like he showed it on it. So like that was kind of like a bad.
That's not okay.
Yeah, and it was like a really bad time, so that's kind of why he got blamed for the adpocalypse. And
frankly, he deserved that.
Yeah, like rightfully so. Like he did.
It wasn't necessarily his fault, but rightfully so.
Yeah, like that's why I said some of the blame lies on him, but I think everyone puts all the blame onto him, where that shouldn't be the case. Because like there's literal like beheadings that were getting monetized. So H3, that's kind of like the vibe that H3 is giving off, kind of like the edgy side of YouTube. Yeah, okay. He started about 8 years ago. I haven't watched his older stuff, but it's more of his newer stuff on the H3H3 Productions. He has 2 channels, H3H3 Productions and then H3 Podcast. Okay. So, because they're like 2 separate things.
So, what would he do on the production page as opposed to the podcast page?
His production page is he would find. Well, I guess I need to like look to his like very first groupings of videos. It looks like he just did like small scripts and stuff, or small like little meme bits.
Okay.
Then he slowly transitioned into like reviewing and or like making fun of like outrageously stupid things.
Love.
It's like he kind of transformed that reaction video, like reacting thing.
Oh, okay.
He was like. Get like a whole fucking like frat party going.
Wow! Girls get in for free.
Hey yo!
Whoop whoop. Are we gonna be? Whoop whoop. Are we gonna be able to use that music, or are you gonna have to put something underneath it?
I think I'm going to be able to use it because YouTube they like just put in this like rule where if you have like under 7 seconds of something copyrighted, it won't get copyright claimed.
Oh yeah. Period.
So. And then, like, if you're talking over it and it's kind of, like, off in the distance, they don't copyright that either. So
love.
He kind of, like, started this, like, reaction video. You know how, like, reaction style type videos are so popular on YouTube?
Curtis Connor is my favorite reaction YouTuber.
I've never heard of him.
Oh, my God, Caleb. This is your... Look it up.
Curtis fucking
Connor.
With a K. Fucking with a K.
It's with a K.
Okay, just from, like... looking at his channel, I already am in love with him.
Yeah, no, he's incredible.
So
he's really hot.
Yo, that's like the new fucking. He has like the new style of, like haircut too.
Yeah.
Like the fucking like mullet thing.
I love a mullet.
Yeah. I'm gonna get a new haircut where I'm just going to tell him to shave the sides a little bit, like I had previously said. So it's just going to be the same haircut as I did before, but I'm going to say let everything.
Love, that'll be fun.
Yeah. But so H3H3 kind of invented or catapulted this, like made this like form on YouTube like popular. So like that's kind of why he's like such a big thing on YouTube, or like such a momento or whatever that word is, piece to YouTube.
Monumental?
Like, yeah, monumental. Like you can't, I feel like you can't write YouTube without having H3 in it at least a little bit.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, he's not as big as an influence as, like, maybe a Shane Dawson, PewDiePie. Like, he's not that level, or Jenna Marbles, like, not that level, but he's up there. We should do an episode on Jenna Marbles.
We really should. I love Jenna Marbles.
But, yeah, he'll just, like, react to these stupid things. What the fuck was that?
Ghost.
I thought that was the camera for a second. Some of his H3H3 productions. H3H3 stands for Etha and Gila. The H is Gila, it stands for like Gila, and then the 3 is an E. But backwards. So that's like the meaning behind H3H3 and why they call it. They have a total of 1.5 billion views and 6.3 million subscribers on this one channel alone.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah, but so they haven't posted. They stopped posting and put all their energy into the podcast.
Love that.
But the last time they posted was a year ago on this channel. So this channel's... This channel's...
Oh. Are you aiming for the mic?
Every burp I do. Burps are acceptable. Like, if you want to burp, like, lean into the mic and just burp into
Okay.
Just, like,
I'll keep that in mind.
Yes. Burps are, like, on limits in this podcast.
Just do it again?
No.
Oh. Ew!
Okay, I feel like that's grosser than fucking chewing. I feel like every time when...
I'm losing my mind.
How are you feeling, Wills?
I'm feeling okay. I'm just gonna put this ice on my full
head. You look like you're such in pain. Like, whenever you want to call this podcast, like, I'll just stop.
Okay. No, I'm having a good time.
Okay.
No, I'm having a good time.
There's that acting major coming in.
Thank you, ladies and scenes.
She doesn't even have a black eye. It's all makeup.
Yeah, I didn't run into the stop sign. I never ran into it.
Okay.
Anytime I look at the camera, I want it to zoom in on my face.
Okay.
That was a test to see if you actually do it.
Yeah. Are you going to actually look?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. That was 21 minutes about. It's probably going to be like around 19 and a half minutes because of some cutting. But okay, so someone...
I spent zooms in everyone!
It's gonna be fucking hell to edit, but oh well. I'm not doing anything tonight. His most viewed video is Vape Nation, where he just goes around to vape shops and like buys vapes, and he has this like character where he's just like the vape God. Or like the vape god and stuff.
This is such 12-year-old boy humor.
It's so fucking funny. And he fucking has this like big ass vape where he's just carrying around. It's literally a box like this big. And he's just vaping out of it. And then
Jesus Christ.
And then he's going up to strangers and is like asking, do you vape and stuff? It's the most. Me and my friends used to watch it like a million times.
I believe that.
It's so fucking funny. He made fun of this one. Have you ever heard of like the kissing prank or the kissing?
Is it like
pranks?
kiss or slap? They have the sign. Is that what it is?
Yes, it's like that. It's like they do that fucking hand game or whatever. Where, like if you slap it or whatever, like they have to kiss you. Or like
that's fucked.
This fucking schemy dude, he was like, yo, if you lose in fucking rock, paper, scissors, shoot, then like you have to kiss me. Like if I win, then you have to kiss me and stuff. The idea around this channel is that he would just go around and doing these kissing pranks and stuff, and there would be random people. But then H3H3, he did multiple like videos on him, and later found out that they were all paid actors. So none of them, it was like all staged, like each and every.
That's so weird.
And it's so weird, and he'll get millions of views for like these kissing pranks. And it got to a point where he did a kissing prank with his sister and actually kissed her. And he was like, and H3H3 did a video on this, and he was like, that can't be his sister. Like, if that's, or it might have been like a stepsister or half sister or whatever. But it was so fucking weird. Like, but
hi friends, please don't kiss your sister for views.
That's incest.
That's really messed up. And first of all, paying actors to kiss you is not a flex, bro. Nobody wants to be up between those lips, man. Ain't nobody want none of that smoke. Like, if you gotta, you know what? I'll know that I reached a new low in life if I have to pay actors to kiss me.
Yes. He was getting millions of views.
That's so fucked. And for the people that do it without paid actors, fuck you.
Yeah, it's so.
Hey, let's not pressure people into kissing us in public spaces, man.
And most of those like views come from little kids, so he's like
teaching
like generations to like fucking go up to random girls and be like,
God, kiss or slap. Like, I'll deck a 4-year-old. I don't give a fuck.
Yo, kiss me.
I don't know why that's your little kid voice. Kiss me.
I don't know. I just imagine a little like kid that's always slurping on something.
Ew. That's so gross.
He also made fun of BuzzFeed and stuff.
Yeah, period.
But this is how Trisha and Ethan kind of became a unit.
Pray tell.
So, Instagram versus reality. Ethan made this video making fun of Trisha 2 years ago. It's probably a little bit longer than that. Probably coming up on 3 years or whatever. Sorry, I got the hiccups. I've been talking too fast, but
slow down.
So, like,
slow down, you crazy child. Have you guys ever heard of Billy Joel? Okay, I'm ready.
This fucking podcast goes like all fucking everywhere. We have ADHD, I swear.
I'm on top of you with my eyes.
Especially because you have a fucking like concussion.
Slow down, you crazy child. What? Keys or slap?
Okay. So Ethan made this video 2 to 3 years ago called Instagram versus Reality, and it's about Trisha Paytas, and it's one of his most viewed videos, and it's in his top 10 most viewed video on the H3 Productions. And I think this is right around the time he was starting to do the podcast and focusing on the podcast more. So it has 12 million views, and it's Instagram versus reality because he was making kind of fun of how like these models, it wasn't necessarily focusing on Trisha Paytas, even though Trisha.
But she was included.
Yeah, she was like one of the main focuses, but he was making fun of how like these models are like so photoshopped nowadays, and then if you look at them, they look like nothing like how their photos are. And he was making fun of Trisha Paytas because her like she puts on globs of makeup and then like does Photoshop to like enhance her like body on Instagram and stuff. And he was how like this is ridiculous, like kind of making fun of that. And then I don't know the time span, but later Trisha went on to the podcast because
to talk about it.
Yeah, to kind of talk about it. And before like H3, before this movement where he kind of made like multiple podcasts, like multiple different like sublets, and kind of added more people to his crew, he was kind of just interviewing people. for this podcast. So it'd be like Post Malone. He interviewed Joji. He interviewed like these big time. He interviewed Jack Black and stuff. And then,
shit.
So he invited Trisha Paytas onto the podcast, and he interviewed her about it, or just not about it, but just interviewed her in general
about her life.
Yeah, and then I don't know how. I think it was like a few months later. I don't like. I'm so bad on like the time frame.
Yeah.
But it was like probably a few months later. They were started to talking and started to become friends and stuff. And I think she started to date Gila's brother, so Ethan's wife's
Moses. Is
So,
Gila's brother?
Yeah, it's Gila's brother.
I thought he was Ethan's brother.
So. Yeah.
Weird.
So I think they started dating before the podcast started. And then, so that's kind of how they started talking and wanting to do this, like, podcast, because they're like, even though all the signs were saying that this podcast would never succeed, like, you shouldn't make this podcast because kind of this drama is going to happen. You could see it from, like, miles away that something's going to explode like it did a few months ago, how it, like, all ended. Like, everyone was seeing that coming. Yeah. But it was kind of, like, a strange phenomenon because it was just episode after episode after episode, and then nothing exploded. I mean, there was like a couple fights here and there, but they almost like made it to a year.
Yeah, I was gonna say it went on a lot longer than I had anticipated it to. Yeah,
and everyone was thinking like Trisha's going to explode. Like, how is like that's never going to succeed? It's just but it succeeded, and the crazy part is that it's one of the most like viewed podcast segments. Like, out of the 3 podcasts that he's kind of running, so I kind of said this earlier, but it was Off the Rails, After Dark, and then Frenemies. He was kind of filming. Mm-hmm. So Off the Rails was by himself. It was, like, him going, kind of like how we do it. We're, like, kind of off the rails. Like,
love that.
It's kind of like he talks about whatever, and then there's, like, not any rules or anything. Whereas, I'm just going to reset the camera.
Cool.
After Dark, it's more like focused on one subject.
Yeah.
And it's with Gila. And then so it's more of like more rules and more like kind of upkeep where they kind of have this one like topic and focus on that topic instead of like going all over. But with Frenemies, it was booming. It was like 3 to 5 million views per podcast episode, and for a podcast of his length, that's crazy because he was having like an hour and a half to 2 hour long podcast length, and to be getting that many views, like not many people are able to do that. And like I absolutely loved this podcast because they were mainly talking about like YouTube drama and stuff. And then they would get dressed up, and they were kind of doing like mukbangs and stuff.
Wasn't this like where she first spoke openly about Shane?
I'm not 100% sure on that because I'm sure I want
to say yes.
Yes, I want to say yes too. Let me just look at.
Can I make a few comments? Mm-hmm. Okay, so I think that there is a long history of like very unhealthy things on YouTube. Just like ways of talking, and I understand Ethan's initial video and the time period that it was made about women and Photoshop and makeup and stuff like that, but some of that can read as very misogynistic, which is like a little weird. And to be fair, I think Trisha is kind of a bad person. I think 100%. She's definitely mentally ill, but that doesn't mean you can just do shitty things and get away with it. So I don't love the way that they met, but I do think Ethan has grown a lot more as a person than Trisha has. And I was really upset about that because, like, Trisha actually showed, like, signs of, like, wanting to become a better person. In the podcast, at least I think that she'd make a lot of comments that I was like, ooh, that doesn't sit right. But, like, overall, she seemed to be doing a lot better. So, I don't know. Like, this podcast, I watched a few episodes, but by the time I got into it, I feel like I'm 180 years old. I was like, by the time I got into it, it was basically over. And I saw a lot of it on TikTok, and it sounded like really interesting because it was such very different, like, belief systems, ideologies, all that stuff, perspectives. Yeah, that's all I had to add.
Yeah, and I agree with you because, like, with this, like, even though I'm such like a big H3H3 fan, like even throughout this drama, because like I haven't really been watching him until like this frenemies kind of drama started,
Yeah.
or like I got into it because of the David Dobrik stuff that they were talking about. That's how I got into.
You used to love David Dobrik, right?
Yeah, and that's like that should be like an entirely different podcast, but.
Well, I feel like a lot of young people looked up to him.
Yeah, because like it was kind of a tricky situation. It wasn't like I was obsessed with him, but I did enjoy his videos. Like I watched it like every week.
I remember that was one of the first conversations you and I had.
Oh, really?
It was about David Dobrik.
Oh, I don't remember that one.
Yeah. It was like during orientation, you were like, oh, yeah, I got the same camera as him or something like that. You were like, you were so excited about it. And you were like, oh, I really admire him as like a videographer and just like starting out in my home and stuff like that and working my way up.
Yeah.
But like, I think that's what the problem with a lot of these influencers are. Like they pander to much younger audiences and then people are exposed to stuff like that. So, yes, I do believe that Photoshop and some makeup can be, like, I don't know, damaging to women in society or even men in society. But frankly, whatever anybody else does with their body is none of my fucking business. You know what I mean? Like, and I can preach body positivity all day, but if I'm pushing down other women for doing something that makes them feel more at home in their body, what kind of intersectional feminism is that?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. And then like when I watched that video, because like I was watching him at that time, I didn't think.
Of course you didn't.
Because it was just like, I always thought it was like, oh, he's only doing it like to Trisha Paytas, or like he did it to like Tana Mojo, or not Mojo, fucking Tana something.
TanaCon? That one? That's Tana Mojo.
Yeah, Mojo. Did I like?
I think that's correct.
Yeah, but like he was doing it more of like kind of people who were hated, and I was like, that was kind of like the excuse that I was going with, and I was like, oh my god, like it's H3H3, like the stuff that he was saying at that time, I'm like, it's like not, it's not like too bad.
No, of course not.
But now looking at it, it's just like he probably shouldn't have made that video.
Yeah. But like the thing is, at the time, stuff like that was all over YouTube, so like the stigma was completely gone.
Kind of same thing with like David Dobrik as well, because like because it's like, oh my god, like he's one of the most popular, if not the most popular.
I watched him. Yeah,
most popular like YouTuber during like that span, because he was getting like 15 to 30 million views per thing that he uploaded, and at that time, and at like in today's like YouTube, that's like insane. Like people are barely getting those numbers. Like you only have like a handful of people who are getting those numbers per like video, like Mr. Beast or like Dude Perfect.
Yeah.
And it's just crazy. And then like I was inspired by him because of like he kind of had like this new form of like YouTube where it's kind of like a sitcom. It's like the same like characters every like episode. It's short, so it's like only taking up 5 minutes.
Scotty and Kirsten. Oh my god.
Same. And Jeff. I love Jeff too.
Jeff was funny.
Yeah, I love Jeff. But it's like it's like you get engulfed in those fucking
because
characters.
It doesn't feel real.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like I can like totally separate myself from it. It's like watching Real Housewives, where I know it's real, but it doesn't feel real.
Yeah, like this has to be all scripted or some shit.
I love Real Housewives.
I've never watched an episode. We should watch an episode of this book.
I love that show. I like Real Housewives of New Jersey, though. I'm very specific about the one I like.
Have you ever watched Jersey Shore or Jersey Boys or whatever?
No. Jersey Shore is a sitcom. Jersey Boys is a musical. But yes to both. I've seen both. I love you, baby.
I've always wanted to watch that like fucking thing, but I never
watched it consistently, but I've seen an episode here and there, and frankly, it's hysterical.
Oh my god. I feel like we could be on a reality TV show.
I think we definitely could. I think this whole house could be.
Honestly, yeah. That's kind of what I've been trying to do with the vlogs, because it's so fucking funny.
I love that.
But like throughout this drama, like even being such a big H3H3 like fan, he still like messed up in this kind of explosion as well. I mean, I do still have most of the blame on Trisha.
Absolutely.
Like she, like 100%, but it's the kind of problem that I see, because I was like, all right, I want to look like from both perspectives.
Totally.
And from like Trisha's perspective, like I can kind of see where, like, Ethan was pushing a joke too far in some scenarios, or like pushing kind of. I can kind of see it where she might interpret where he's kind of like egging her on to kind of push her limits or over the limits, so she would kind of explode. But but it wasn't.
But ultimately, that doesn't allow you to be a shitty fucking person.
Yeah, exactly.
Especially like on camera. Like, if y'all have beef, like, deal with it off camera. Frankly, I feel like monetizing your own personal traumas and like aggression and fights and stuff like that, like, that's so stupid.
Yeah, and especially when, like, she's about
that being said, fuck you, because we're ending this podcast.
You know what? I saw it coming. See ya, Lysia.
You know what? Maybe you should stick to film.
What do you think this is, huh? What, this camera setup? You don't think this is the amount of, like, fucking audio is backed in the last, like, 2 seconds. What the fuck is that? Why is there just a fucking suitcase here? I just noticed this.
It looks like an instrument case.
Yeah. Oh, well. But.
LOL.
But, yeah.
Laugh out loud.
Okay, so they actually lasted 39 episodes, or 39 weeks, which is still a very long time.
Longer than us, hey!
We're getting there. But imagine if we, like, end on 39.
Yeah,
like,
but we have to end it in a huge fight.
Yes. Such an out. Hey, do you want? Should I leave this time?
Yeah, you should leave.
Okay.
I think you should leave.
Yeah. Should you want to take over the podcast?
Yeah.
Okay. With your, like, half dazed. How are you feeling now?
I'm feeling alright.
You're feeling alright?
Yeah.
Still continue for a little bit?
Yeah. I'm just gonna put my head down for a little bit.
Like, I don't think I have too much to talk about.
No, but yeah. I think this is a fascinating topic to talk about because, like, think about 10 years ago, nobody would have cared about this.
Yeah, and then, like, even I think we talked about this last podcast, even, like, the gender marbles with how
who doesn't have a scandal?
Yeah.
You thought there was a scandal, that's why.
Yeah, I was thinking of a completely different YouTuber, but where she kind of, like, did blackface and stuff, and then, like, kind of, like, racy things. But that was, like, seen as a normal back then, which is...
Yeah, and the thing was, like, it's not my position to forgive her because neither of the groups that she offended, like, are ones that I belong to. Mm-hmm. But I'm not entirely sure that it was blackface, if I'm being honest, because she self-tanned back then, which was definitely, like, misleading, especially with the video. I don't know. I need to do my own research on it. I was just too heartbroken when everything happened to, like, actually, like, do research on it. But I don't know if I love the whole cancel culture thing. I think there's some people that simply do not deserve to be on the internet. Yeah. I think that's just true. And I think getting them off the internet is important. But I think that there is room for growth for people. And as long as you are showing signs that you have a desire to change, then I don't see what the point of never seeing or hearing from you ever again is
and
going to accomplish.
It also depends on what you did as well.
Exactly.
Because I feel like...
if you murdered someone, you know what? Maybe not. Yeah.
But, like, for example, like, the James Charles situation. Have you heard of what he's...
Didn't he flirt with an underage guy that was, like, not into it?
17.
I said underage.
Yeah.
Am I correct? He was 17?
No, 17 different.
Oh my god, there were 17 people?
Yeah. 17 to 20.
What the fuck is his problem?
He was just, like, he confessed to it literally in, like, a video. He didn't, like, it wasn't like, oh, I did this. It was kind of, like, defending himself. He didn't, like, outright say it, but, like, he was kind of, like, pleading guilty. But, like,
zoom into my face.
Yeah, okay.
And can you put James Charles fuck you underneath it? Yeah. Thank you.
Yep. But, like, what
an asshole.
Yeah. And he still fucking has a platform.
Of course he does.
And then, like, fucking...
Well, also think, at least for me, like, he was a voice for a lot of young queer people. Mm-hmm. And if he is going to then regularly prey on younger people who may or may not be queer, what the fuck are we doing, man?
Yeah.
What the fuck are we doing?
It's not.
That's so fucked. I didn't know it was 17 goddamn people. It was bad enough that it was one.
Mm-hmm. But it's just crazy.
And I loved watching him as, like, a young human. Like, I genuinely enjoyed it.
I never got into James Charles.
I was really into Shane Dawson. I really liked him. But I also liked him for the other people that were on his channel. So, like, Drew Monson, I loved.
Is that his boyfriend?
No, that was Ryland.
Oh,
I didn't like Ryland. Ryland's just obnoxious.
Mm-hmm.
But, like, I loved Garrett.
Mm-hmm.
I loved Garrett. And Andrew Sawicki, who was his cameraman for a while. But then he just got into, like, over-analyzing people's mental issues without recognizing any of his own or taking any kind of accountability for the racist and sexist comments that he made regularly. And talking about, like, having sex with his cat, which was just gross.
That's so disgusting. That's, like, so...
And being weird with underage people, too. Like, hey, YouTubers... Stop being fucking pedophiles, my guy. Like, I don't... Oh, God.
Didn't he try coming back, like, relatively recently?
He did.
Like, wait, what was... Tell me a little bit.
Everybody just said, fuck you. I don't know. I unfollowed him when everything happened.
Mm-hmm. Like, did he post a YouTube video, or what was it?
There was an apology video, but I think he took it down.
Oh, I mean, he posted the taking accountability video on his YouTube channel.
Oh, he lives on a barn now.
Oh, yeah, I guess Shane Dawson is a part of that group that I was kind of talking about with, like, how explosive his videos were, like, to David Dobrik and stuff. Like, each one of his videos were, like, 40 million views.
He just keeps posting shit, and I have simply not been following it because it makes me uneasy.
Should we do an entire episode on James Dawson? I feel like we should just do...
James Dawson?
Or Shane Dawson. James.
We probably should, but, like, I don't want to give this human any more of a platform than they already have.
Yeah. I guess we do have to be careful.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, we do have to be careful about that, I guess.
It's the same thing with Trisha. I mean, I liked Trisha for a while, but that's also because I was a kid, and I didn't understand the implications of a lot of the things that she was saying. Yeah. But I do think Shane had a lot to do with Trisha's downfall eventually. Yeah. Because he was really abusive to all of his friends that were in other videos too. Like, just verbally abusive, emotionally abusive, and I don't know, maybe it was like a power thing. I don't get it. It was really weird. Yeah. And I know, at least with Trisha, like, they would regularly make jokes about her weight. When in actuality, both of them, I believe, had eating disorders and overcame them.
I think they were making fun of his weight as well, I believe.
They were talking about both of it. Yeah. And I think to an extent that's fine, but if your entire audience is kids and you're talking about ED culture and stuff like that, and not in a positive light, in that you can get therapy and you can get help with that, like, I feel like it can get really dangerous really fast, because if you see people who are somewhat normal size being like, oh my God, you fat fucking pig, like, what are you going to think about your own body? You know what I mean? Does that make sense? I don't know.
I think
YouTube's always been really fat phobic, though. The world has actually just always been very fat phobic, frankly.
I hate it.
Yeah.
But I think, like, that's such, like, a bad kind of, like, jokes or, like, tandem, because I think they were both kind of comfortable with their own skin. So they were, like, I think, and they were, like, comfortable in saying those jokes. I'm not trying to defend, like...
No, totally.
Like,
I get what you're saying.
I'm just trying to see it from their perspective, I guess. But, like, that just doesn't mean that everyone else is as comfortable as they were, and they shouldn't be making those jokes.
Think your house is haunted.
Yes, because we fucking, like, heard a creak over there and then the door creak. But, yeah. But we kind of went off on a tangent there.
No, we were just, like, really mad about everybody.
Yeah. I love going on those tangents and
YouTube
stuff.
YouTube is a racist, homophobic, fatphobic platform.
Ayo.
Just like everyone else. Yes. But yeah, did you hear about YouTube? This is not exactly the same thing, but there are, like, parental controls where you can prevent your kids from seeing LGBT content.
The fuck?
Because it's deemed inappropriate. I could talk about this shit for hours. The over-sexualization of queer people is fucked up. It's fucked up, and it's being perpetuated by fucking YouTube.
We should fucking do another... So many episode ideas.
I know. You and I full of good ideas, frankly. Yes. Not a thought between these eyes, but great ideas together. No,
we both have IQs, or we both have 2 brain cells each. That makes 4 brain cells total. Ayo!
Yeah, no. I just hate it here.
Mm-hmm.
It's also a pajama podcast.
Oh, no.
You were supposed to. That's it. The podcast is over.
No.
Are you gonna go?
I'm gonna go put on my pajamas. You talk about whatever you want for like the 2 seconds I went into.
Okay, go.
Okay.
This is the portion where I do a little performance for us. I'm gonna do a little cover of a song that I wrote. It's an original cover. Sometimes you start a podcast with your friend and you agree to do a pajama podcast, but he says fuck you because he hates you and he hates women. So you make him change when you're in the podcast and you steal his pretzels and you do it for women. Yeah. I can actually sing. Like, I did 11 years of vocal training. But this is what I choose to do with my time. Maybe I'll actually sing nicely for you guys at some point. Do you guys like Adele? I've made up my mind, no need to think it over. If I'm wrong, I am right. That's not the lyrics. Should I give up or should I am so sleep deprived. I have not been home.
I hear you fucking singing like my pajamas.
I love your pajamas! I love those pants.
I got them in Egypt.
They're so fun.
So, little story about these pants. I got ripped off in Egypt by them, but I got 2 pairs, one for me, one for Janet. We actually have a picture posted on my Instagram of us wearing it. I think hers is blue, but
what color are yours?
green.
Oh.
I guess it's kind of bluish.
A teal.
Yeah. But I got ripped off. I
I'm
could
look
have.
on your Instagram.
Okay. But it was supposed to be. It was like $40 for both, or like for 2 pants total, which sounds cheap, it is cheap. But I could have brought it down all the way to $15. But the reason why I didn't is because I forgot to haggle the people, and they like upcharged it so much.
Damn.
Because like they're trying to make like every single cent.
Oh, her pants are cute. I like them. Janet's cute. I love Janet.
Hey.
No, I just love that woman. Like, genuinely. I love her so much.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Where does she go to school?
Millersville. Bitch!
Okay.
I love her. Her
So.
last... Do you know what her last name is? Mockford. You look really cool with painted nails.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
I love them so much.
Good.
I'm trying to cheer away from the mic.
Thank you. You're gonna have listened to quite the performance when you edit that. I wrote a song, and I sang part of that, and then I sang kind of an Adele song. Do you want to hear me sing?
Yeah.
Is that gonna take up too much time?
No. I mean, how are you feeling? It's all up to you.
How do you want me to sing? What song do you want me to sing?
Old Town Road.
Yeah.
You're fucking spiking it so much. That was so fucking funny.
Yeah, I'm gonna take my horse to the
fucking solid red.
to the hotel. I'm sorry to headphone users.
It's okay. It's okay.
I can't help it. I just realised that the light goes with my voice.
Yes, sir. That's how you see
well,
if it's
I love
actually
being
working.
a film major. That's where I want you to zoom in on my face.
Okay.
You have so much editing to do.
Yeah, I'm gonna be up all night, but you know what? It's gonna be okay.
Yeah, because you didn't cut out the parts that you were supposed to last time or insert the videos.
Wait, what was the parts?
Where I was like, hey, do you mind inserting one of your clips here? And then you simply did not.
I forgot.
And it's
Wait,
dead silent.
I cut out the
Oh yeah, no, that part was
yeah.
fine.
Yeah, because that's what I pride myself on. I was just way too fucking lazy. Cause like, I usually edit it like super late, so I'm up in the morning till like 4 or 5 in the morning.
Jesus Christ.
But I was about to insert it, but then you could barely hear it. Like you would have, I had to turn it up and stuff. I'm like, I'm too lazy to insert this, so I'm just.
See where our sweatshirts are.
Oh yes.
So, since we're kind of done talking about this question mark, we put a pin in it.
I have a couple things just to wrap it up, but relatively like
we got sweatshirts with our logo on them, and they're black and pink like the frenemies ones, but ours are cuter.
Yes, we're basically ripping off frenemies, but not at the same time. I thought that was going to be a surprise.
Oh well, it's not.
I
wanted to wear them today.
I'm sorry. Wait. Okay. September 12th. That's when we bought them. I thought they sent me an email or some shit. I don't even know.
Yeah, I'm gonna take my horse
to the Old Town Road. Yeah, so that's kind of like the history of H3H3.
I'm Snapchatting Janet.
Yeah. You fucker.
Oh.
But do you feel like you've learned a decent amount about H3H3?
I actually have. I'm surprised.
Good.
I learned more than I thought I was going to.
Oh, good.
I enjoyed it more than I thought I was going to. I'm inspired to watch them now.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't know how long that they were around. That's low-key kind of crazy.
Yeah. And oh, I forgot to say this. This is like an interesting tad bit, but they were like in Israel for a little bit too, posting and stuff, and then they flew over. Hila was in the army and stuff for Israel and stuff because she was like born there, and then they have to enlist into the army and stuff.
Wow.
So she was like in the army for a little bit and stuff. So she's like, you thought she was a badass. She's more
badass times 10.
Yeah.
Can we talk about I love you, Moses? I love you, Moses.
No.
You freed the slaves.
I hate it. I hate it.
The only thing I hated, more than it was I love you, Jesus.
Trisha.
Frankly, that was camp. That was camp.
Camp?
So, another slang term that we can explain at some point.
Okay. I think we should have a Trisha episode. Because this was kind of the H3H3. Mm-hmm. But I guess we didn't really talk about the drama too much because we said that was going to be the main focus. But I think the history part of it.
History took up a lot. And I honestly like where it went, to be honest.
Yeah. I think...
I'll choke slam you.
This is going to be our downfall.
You chewing into the goddamn mic.
Can this please be an inside joke?
Yeah. It's an inside joke.
Okay.
We should have got chews loudly into the mic on the sweatshirt.
Okay, so I went over the drama for the most part on previous episodes. So I guess we don't really have to go into it or at all. We can just end it here. But you know most of the drama that went down, right?
Yeah, I know like a synopsis. Yeah. I know the Sparks Notes version.
Yeah, and that's basically what I was kind of going to get into.
Okay.
Or that's kind of how I was going to explain the Spark Notes version of it.
Do you want to?
How are you feeling?
I feel okay.
Do you want to go for 5 minutes?
Let's do 5 more minutes.
And then we can wrap it up?
Yeah.
Okay. So, I guess kind of the drama... I'm trying to remember it all because there's so many different pieces, but
so much fucking happened in a matter of 2 days.
Yeah, it was insane how many
and all the passive aggressive bullshit that happened too.
This all could have been avoided.
Oh, absolutely.
One, I said this in previous podcasts, but everything could have been avoided by a simple contract in the very beginning because what basically this was H3H3 is a production company. And he was kind of hiring Trisha as a talent or as a kind of part of the show. Mm-hmm. And he was going to pay her a certain thing, a certain amount. And then this is where the 5% kind of comes in. So basically it was 45% and 55%. Ethan was getting 55% of the cut. That 5% was all going to production cost for the show. So it was out of their both pockets, kind of. So they're kind of both getting even.
Yeah.
Because that 5% was going into, like, getting new equipment, getting new, like, rental and stuff. And that's one of the reasons why she wanted out, because, like, she wasn't getting that 5%. And there's, like, she claims that 5% is, like, thousands upon thousands of dollars.
Which I doubt.
It wasn't. Like,
there's no way it could have been that much.
And she was already getting paid tens of thousands of dollars on top of that, just for being a guest, because those podcasts are making so many views. And she was crazy. Yeah, she was getting like half of that, half of the sponsors. That's not even including the sponsors. Oh, like the sponsors were like 30,000. She was getting half of that. Like Ethan was being more than generous, because all she was doing was just coming on.
It's crazy that people have this kind of money.
Yeah.
I just need to press.
Like, and then it's crazy because she has a shit ton of money already.
Yeah.
Like, aside from this podcast, she's already a millionaire, so it's not like it's not her main source of
No, it's not
income.
her main source of... Oh.
And she probably works, like, a couple hours a week on it, whereas Ethan has an entire crew, hours upon hours and stuff.
How do they even pay the crew?
Ethan's making, like, thousands of dollars with sponsorships and stuff. But he's making good chunk of money on... Yeah. Like, just his other 2 podcasts and stuff.
That's crazy.
And other things. That was kind of, like, all stemmed it. And then, I guess another big part to wrap it up is that she apparently wasn't able to get any of her input in. And she was getting mad. Like, it was all, like, Ethan's ideas for, like, the fucking, like, episodes. It was... costume ideas were all Ethan and stuff. Ethan has text messages where he's like, all right, for this week, do you want to do this? I have like a list of things that we can do. Like, are you okay if we do it for this week? And do you have any ideas for this like week? And she would barely give any ideas, and she would be like, oh my god, yes, I love this like costume idea for this episode. And during the episode, she's like, I hate this costume. I don't even know like what movie it is. And she was getting mad about this costume that she approved and stuff. And during the beginning of the show, for like the first like couple months, she was like, don't text me about the podcast. Like, I do not want to be texted about this podcast. Please don't text me about this podcast. So Ethan simply was not texting her. Yeah. And then she was getting mad that Ethan wasn't texting her later in the podcast. So stupid. Yeah. So it's like kind of
it's just all miscommunications.
Yeah.
Like just talk about it, man. Like
yeah. That's like the main 2. That's kind of where the 2 it kind of exploded and she kind of left. Yeah. And but then like all these mini like fucking like disputes and stuff, and she just makes one lie and fucking makes a documentary out of it. Like, she just... Or if, like, a micro error on Ethan's part, she just tumbles down a path.
Emotionally manipulative people do.
Yeah.
Gross. I hate YouTube. BRB, gonna go watch 5 million videos.
Like, so addicting, I can't turn off YouTube.
Yeah. La, la.
Well, okay, this is the last thing I say. Then we can wrap this up. Sorry, like...
No, you're good.
I know this.
I'm so intrigued, honestly, because this is not something I would look at in my free time.
Mm-hmm. Ooh, sorry. I kind of like fucking spilled all over.
Glug.
Glug, glug. I'm an alcoholic. Not an alcoholic. This is an Arizona iced tea, but.
Guys, I really have the bruise on my eye from Game. No. I'm just kidding. No, I'm an idiot. I ran into a stop sign. It's fine.
This is a really squeaky chair.
It is a squeaky chair.
I know that you said that you're kind of tail-ending it, like kind of watching the podcast, like the end of it, but like the reason why I got so into it is because of like the drama aspect, and they dove into like the David Dobrik like drama. I was so enthralled by that because I watched him, and he's like this poster child of YouTube. He's done like nothing wrong up until Trisha and Ethan kind of exposed him. And these other people coming out. I covered my mouth. But
have you ever seen the John Mulaney thing where he's like, men talk through their burps? It's like, just burp, just do it. You're going, talking about the I'm like,
it's hiccups too as well, and I don't want to because sometimes like it's not a burp. It's like half burp. It's like,
I am listening to you. I just think it's really funny.
Sorry, I just.
No, you don't have to apologize. Yeah. It's funny.
Yeah,
Sorry, that was so rude.
You fucking little.
Wait, I'm okay. I'm so sorry.
It's okay.
I can focus, but I just don't want to look at you.
Look at me, you won't. Ain't no way that was lasting more than 2 seconds.
I thank you, Al.
Imagine if I just fall backwards.
Okay.
But so I got into the David Dobrik thing because he's kind of the poster child of YouTube, where he's done nothing wrong in the eyes of YouTube. Mm-hmm. And up until this point, he was getting paid millions of dollars. He was getting sponsorships from Chipotle, all crazy ass deals and stuff. But then when all this comes out, I'm like, wow, it's just David didn't really do anything up to this point. I kind of want to listen. And Trisha and Ethan are very entertaining as well. So I was like, okay, and this made me get into H3H3 again. And now I've started to watch his other podcasts from frenemies. Other than frenemies, because they're not making it anymore. But I've been listening to his other podcasts on Spotify, because it's so easy to just because I drive to and from Lancaster a lot, so I'm always listening to podcasts, and it's usually him. That's kind of where I kind of started listening, and I was like, wow, I want Trisha to succeed. It made me like Trisha, and I was like, wow, I didn't think that Ethan, or anyone for the matter of fact, could actually make me like Trisha just because of how much shit she did in the past. And I never heard of Trisha before Ethan did that one video on her, the Instagram versus reality. I never heard of Trisha even before that. And once he said it, I'm like, holy crap. I looked back at a couple of his videos. I was like, how is she still on? Because she was faking mental illnesses and stuff. Yeah. And if you want to do another episode, we can dive deeper into that. But it's just crazy because Trisha's always been in this drama. And then from David Dobrik's standpoint, he was always bashing on Trisha, just be she's a lunatic, don't listen to her. And all of his friends were even fucking Jason Nash was just piling up on her and stuff. And I mean, Trisha was not 100% in the right in that situation. No, absolutely not. Because she did fabricate some stories during that experience. Out of all the situations she's been in, she was the least problematic within this one. In the David Dobrik kind of saga. Yes. And then, I want you to teach me about, kind of the Shane Dawson part of it. If you want to do, a Trisha Paytas thing and kind of, teach me the side of Trisha Paytas where I taught you, the side of Ethan. Cute. Because, I want to learn more about Trisha because I have no idea what happened there. Yeah. I just find that stuff kind of, so interesting.
I don't know how much I know, but I will do my research and I will bring it back to the table. Yeah.
I mean, you don't have to do, a deep dive, just, from kind of, what you...
I go, Trisha Paytas was born! I think she's a Taurus. I think she is a Taurus.
Let me look it up. Trish.
I'm pretty sure she's a Taurus.
Trisha Paytas was born exactly October... I don't even know when...
No, I think she...
What month is that? It's May 8th.
Yes! Her birthday's the day after mine! On May 7th!
Wait. What is
Ethan's sign? What is Ethan's sign?
That would be so funny, but he's not in January, I know, because he just had his birthday, over the past summer. Yeah, it's June 24th. Oh, that would have been so funny if they were both,
What sign is he?
June 24th.
It's not a sign.
No, I was just
repeating. Is he a fire sign?
I have no fucking clue.
What sign is he? Look it up.
That takes too much work.
Look it up!
Sign. Why don't they just have that in the description? Just sign Cancer.
Oh god, he's a Cancer.
What does a Cancer mean? Is that good?
Cancer man. It's a water sign. Cancers are so emotional.
Well, he is a very emotional butterfly. Did you know?
That's how I want to be described. A little emotional butterfly. This is what you just did. Wait, we bring the back. You went. He's just a little emotional butterfly. Did you know?
Because my brain is going 100 million miles per second, so I'm I have 10 different things that I want to say at 10 different times, but I can't say it, and that's why I like stutter at some point.
There.
And then I burp and then talk through it because I just fucking want to fucking say what I want to say before I forget it. Because like
before I interrupt you.
No, I just forget sentences
No, you're
and
so
like
valid,
thoughts.
bestie.
Like,
It's okay.
I just talk, and if I don't say it, then I'm immediately going to forget it. And then
Jesus
yeah.
Christ. Wait, what did I know what?
I was just gonna make a joke because, like, you know how they have like questions when you like people also ask. And
Yeah.
the first question is, what ethnicity is Ethan Klein? So I was gonna make a joke and just read verbatim of what they have, but like the joke's kind of over.
Yeah, it's over.
Yeah. Because like they have like a description of like.
We didn't do it yet this podcast.
Why can I never do this?
I don't know. We just give you weird little fingers.
Shut the fuck up. But yeah, I think we could have multiple stems. We could probably have a David Dobrik stem. We could probably have a Trisha Paytas stem, like podcast. Shane Dawson, Jenna Marbles. We should just do.
I just want to do Jenna Marbles.
You know, just want to do Jenna Marbles.
Yeah.
Do you not want to spend time on the rest?
We could. I'm down to do it.
Should we not give them the time of day? Because I feel like.
We could just be like, fuck you.
I guess we could talk about them in passing.
Let's do that.
Yeah. Because I feel like we shouldn't give them an entire episode because that's just going to fuel their ego.
Yeah, you're so right.
So, like.
And then she'll make some comment like, I was attacked by two poor people. We'll be like, aw, grow up.
Bro, we're college students. Like, what the fuck do we know?
Yeah, frankly, what the fuck do we know should be the new title of this podcast. What the fuck do we know? that's the.
What the fuck do we know? Kids with
divorced
parents. We just keep adding to the title.
The song by the end of it is like 3 hours long.
It's 3 hours of just an intro song and 5 minutes of us talking because like the fucking intro guy is so long that we just can't do anything.
It's like. Do we know? Kids with divorced parents. Did you like it when I breathed heavily into the mic? I just go. Stop. No. You're making it weird. Oh my god. Is any of this salvageable?
Yeah, I don't. This is the garbage time.
Yeah, I think we should wrap it soon.
Yeah, because like
my head hurts.
Yeah, we should have ended it a long time ago. I'm sorry that we kind of fucking.
I'm not sorry. I don't feel bad. I've never felt bad about anything I've ever done in my entire life. That's such a lie.
August 12th, 2005.
Damn it! Not the school talent show.
What at the age of fucking 4? Wait, do they have?
I'm like. Millie had a, and then I rip my pants.
I could totally see you doing it in like a talent show at age 4 and you just be like, pay attention to me, and then just leave.
I'm like, hi everybody. I used to do pageants. I was a pageant kid.
Oh my god.
That's all I have to say.
Yeah.
Little Miss Apple Dumpling.
All right. Bye.
Bye everybody. I love our podcast.